welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a new series called Life Before, talking about how life was for our ancestors, the things they did. A lot of skills maybe that have disappeared or maybe not being passed on as much as they should be. So today we want to talk about soap, how our ancestors cleaned up, did their laundry, washed their hair, and things like that. You know, you need soaps. How long has soap been around? It's like it's been around forever. I have made cold processed soap before. It's a very drawn out process. Now you would get lye and a fat source. And even after you mix it for a very long time until it starts to turn into soap, and you have to cure it. It cures for a very long time so that the lye doesn't burn your skin. It makes it usable. I can see this being something that would be useful in a village type or a area where there's a lot of people, because I can see it being like a big industry type thing where maybe, you know, in villages, village life, tribal life, you have certain families or people who do certain things. You know, so you might have one group, a person, a family, whatever, who does the soap making, have like a huge vat. So I can see that. But what about hunter-gatherer kind of existence, nomad tribes and things like that didn't have, you know, a large setup for those kind of things? What did they do to keep clean? Because our ancestors were not dirty. They were clean. I mean, they were people just, I think we forget, they were people just like us. They wanted to be clean. They wanted their hair to be clean. They wanted their hands to be clean before they ate. Just like you did. What did they do? So, there are different options. If you don't have an actual processed soap product available, there are options. Plants. A lot of plants are, I practice how to say this and now I can't remember. That chemical thing that's in plants that makes them be soapy. There's a word. Okay. So, you find certain plants have more of this substance than others. And here is a book that I found, which I think is very interesting. So if you can see that. Earth Knack, Stone Age Skills for the 21st Century by, it's not on there, Bart and Robin Blankenship. So this is an interesting book, and they do have a little section on soap, and also found, you know, a lot of other information about, there's a lot of different plants that you can use for soap. Some as easy as just breaking off some of the leaves or flowers, crushing them between your hands in water, you get suds. Some that simple. Others, it may be a root or leaves that you dry and crush into a powder. And then you got your washing powders and things like that. And you are some that you boil and then strain out the plant matter and keep the liquid hand soap, things like that. So there are a lot of options. And some of the plants I was looking that you could use. Let's see. Wavy leaf soap plant. I don't think I've ever seen one of these myself. And it's not in this book, but it's one that is used a lot. I'll try to find a picture. Okay. And soapwort is one I see mentioned a lot. I don't think that one's in here either. In this book, this only has a few. See if I can find a picture of that too. Mountain lilac. That would definitely be a good smell good soap. And soap weed yucca. I actually have some of these in my yard. That's a yucca plant. We could use that to make soap to give you a bath. What do you think of that? Do you need a bath? And it is in the book. I gotta get my left and right. Then I don't know why my screen goes grainy when I do that. Okay. You can actually also use the leaves. You can use the root, the leaves. The leaves can also, the fiber in them can be used for making a lot of different things. Everything from baskets to sandals. But yeah, you can use the leaves and you can use the root. If you don't want to kill the plant, just use half the root, leaving some of the little roots intact, and rebury or not dig it up. And then you have a bracken fern and baby's breath. These are two. Everybody knows what baby's breath is because people use it so much in floral arrangements and things like that. Take that, crush it up, some water, make you some suds. So there are definitely options that you could find. I suggest if you ever are out camping or whatever and you come across some plants and want to do that, not to wash your hands in a stream. Get some water in a pan or a bucket and do it separately, because the soap it breaks the water surface tension, which makes life difficult or deadly for a lot of little critters that depend on the surface tension of the water to move and survive. So let's not mess anybody else up, just to be clean. So, but I think this is really interesting to, depending on which plant you use, you can control your fragrance and how mild or how harsh amount of soap for what you're cleaning. Some seem better for laundry, others seem better for hair or hands and things like that. So I'm not going to go into the in-depth into the cold process soap making. We talked about that at first. I just wanted to let you know that our ancestors had alternate choices, and I'm sure there are still people today who live like that. And yeah, they still want to be clean, like we all do. But so that was our Life Before episode for today. Thanks for joining me. Be sure in the comments if you have other plants that you've used or you know of that work well to make soap. Put it in the comments. Let me know. I'm always interested in learning more. So, yeah. And check in with us for our other series on the channel. And thank you so much for being here.